This show is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find the other great shows on the network, head over to the deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Deluxe Edition. I am your host, Casey Shearer. Joining me once again, Ray, the podcaster.
What's going on, Casey?
Hey, not much, Ray. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
Living the dream?
Living the dream. It might be, Freddie, but we're living the dream.
Well, as you can tell, I'm finally home after a 9-day run on the road. Back from, started in LA and ended up in Tacoma, Washington, and back home now after 9 days. And I have to head back there again on Monday. So we're going to knock a couple shows out here before I head back out on the road. And before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to ask you one thing. When can I stop saying, and joining me once again, Ray the podcaster? When can I start saying, as always, Ray the podcaster?
If you want my last name, that ain't gonna fucking happen. You can just refer to me as Ray. That's fine.
No, I don't care. Ray the podcaster is a great name. I just want to know.
It kind of pisses me off because after I thought about it, because my original page was Ray the podcaster, and then I was like, fuck, that's as shitty as Cedric the Entertainer. What a fucking shitty name I picked. So. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen anybody else doing it, so I just was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, I like the Ray the podcaster. I need to know when I can start saying, joining me as always, Ray the podcaster, instead of I've been saying
Oh fuck, you could do that next week. That's fine.
All right. Because
I'm fine with that.
Joining me once again. Like you're just like a special...
Yeah, like I'm some dude who just fucking shows up out of nowhere. Like I'm fucking Dark Man. Yeah. Nah, you can just be like, hey, yeah, he's back again. Fuck it. Yeah, here he is. Won't go the fuck away. He's still here.
Do you remember, before we get into our plugs and the show, do you remember the roast of Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
They were like, the one guy was like, what happened to John the comedian? His real name's not even Larry.
No, it's not. He's not even from the South, dude. He's from like fucking New England or something. He's from like up north. It's crazy.
So great. All right.
Let's do the plugs, Casey.
Our plugs. We are a part of the Deluxe Edition Network. Find all the other great shows over at deluxeeditionnetwork.com. And the podcast of the month this month is The Return of the Living Flet. Check Kyle out over on YouTube. He does a lot of horror shows, horror watch-alongs, unboxings, trailer reviews, movie, all kinds of stuff. Let's see. We are also on Instagram and Twitter at Deluxe Edition Pod. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Deluxe Edition Pod or join our YouTube channel. If you want to get any t-shirts, we have t-shirts over at whatamaneuver.net/collection/deluxe-edition. And we also have Deluxe Edition Network shirts over there too, along with our podcast shirts.
Yeah.
So, Ray,
are you going to ask me to do fucking stupid shit where I promote stuff again? Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah, plug yourself, man.
Okay. Look, my friends. I'm not going to promote my own podcast today. I hate doing that because I got one. You can go find it. It's easy to find. But what I do want to say is Deluxe Edition needs your help. We need you to make comments. We need you to like post. And above all, I need you to write a letter to someone out of the phone book about us. Just pick a random name, put a stamp on that envelope, and say like Deluxe Edition Podcast is amazing, and just put it in the mailbox. Because if all you guys do that, then a new person can find us. I mean, it's that simple. Or you could just go to work and tell somebody. It's, either way, I don't care.
Yeah, just share the show with someone.
Just help us share the show, like, review, rate, all the major, things. It really does make a difference.
Yeah, and you know how I've been plugging the show randomly, Ray?
Well, I like to go to the grocery store and just yell at people.
Deluxe Edition!
Like, oh, you like lettuce? You know what you'd fucking like? The Deluxe Edition Network and the Deluxe Edition Podcast. And they're like, I just want to buy fucking lettuce, dude. And then I just follow them through the store the whole time, like just yelling at them until security comes. And then I tell them about the show as I'm being escorted out of the fucking grocery store.
Well, I don't recommend that.
I do.
But I have been, occasionally I will sell some of my things on eBay.
Like what? Like what do you sell?
Like I had some old wrestling stuff that I sold. Like I had
like socks, like dirty socks,
pillowcases, and a sheet like a from the '80s, like a vintage WWF bed sheet. What else did I sell? I sold some Evel Knievel stuff.
Ooh, fancy.
Right? So like some of those pop figures, like these pop figures, like these.
Yeah.
Sold some of those. And they're all pop culture items for the most part. So what I'll do is I'll handwrite a note and I'll put it in the box and I'll say, hey, thanks for your purchase. I really appreciate it. If you really like pop culture, you should come check out my podcast, Deluxe Edition. And I have a sticker that like has a scan code on it. I'll put that in there. Yeah. And then I also give them, I have these buttons also that say Deluxe Edition, and I'll throw one of those in there. So,
you know what? You got to send me some of those things because I'll go to the library and I'll put those fucking things in every 80s, 90s movie in the fucking library.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then people open up their movies and they'll be like, I'm going to watch the Goonies. What the fuck is this there barcode thing? And then they scan it and it's us. Boom. Magic.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, so if you...
Because I can't draw the barcode. It's too difficult.
Right. So yeah, I'll send you some.
Yeah, send me some shit, man. I love going to the library.
If you have purchased something from me on eBay and you are now a listener, reach out to us. I'd love to know.
Yeah.
Ray, before we get into your news segment, you know what I like about this show? The rebranding of this show?
That you now have two idiots doing it? Is that what you like?
Yeah, sort of, yeah. I can tell you stories about my life other than, pop culture items, and you won't say, this is off topic.
Oh,
People don't want to hear me.
Yeah, I'm not
don't want to hear about your life.
Yeah, I'm not a big, hey, stay on topic guy. Because I know I get off the fucking rails all the time. And then sometimes you actually forget where the fuck you were starting from. And you're like, and then you just go with it. So, I don't care. We go where we go.
All right. So before we get into Ray's news, I just want to give some Deluxe Edition airport tips for anyone that's traveling in the next couple of months with the holidays coming up and stuff. If you're walking through an airport, okay? A lot of people are in a rush to get to their next gate, like me, most of the time, trucking along. If you are walking and maybe you don't know someone is behind you, but you have to stop and check the board, or you have to stop and check your phone. You have to stop for whatever reason. We're not vehicles. We don't have turn signals.
Yeah.
But instead of just stopping in the middle of the aisle when Everyone's walking. Just merge off to the side of the.
What couldn't they just instead yell, "Hey, I'm gonna fucking stop right now"? Wouldn't that be easier?
That's acceptable.
Wouldn't that get
Stopping.
your attention? Yes. Beep, beep, beep. Fucking stopping.
Yes, because you know what does work is the guys driving the handicap carts through the airport going, "Cart, watch the cart, watch the cart."
Oh, that's a good one too. You could yell that. People be like, "What the fuck is this idiot doing?"
So that's just one tip.
That's a good
for
one.
traveling through the airport. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just don't want someone getting run over, and then
What
looking at me like I'm the asshole for running into them.
Yeah, what's your tips on getting alcohol through the thing for flying?
Yeah, you mean through TSA?
Yeah.
You can't.
Come on, man. There's got to be a way.
Do they make less than 3-ounce bottles of alcohol?
Oh, absolutely they do.
Well, then just pack a lot of those. Because the liquid limit, the limit that you can take through TSA is, I believe, 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, sure is. Because then they can charge you $6 for a bottle of soda when you get into the airport.
No,
Or, the same for a bottle of water.
yeah, fuck that. I'll just drive myself and drink while I'm going. Save myself a bunch of money. I might not get there as quick as you're with your flying, your fancy flying machines.
Oh, you mean drive all the way to your destination rather than fly?
Yeah, fuck that. I'll just drive and I'll drink in the car. I'll save a shit ton of money that way.
Don't do that. No, you won't.
How will I not save money?
Because you'll get a DUI.
No, I won't.
All right. I'm not telling you what to do, but
look, man, I've been driving drunk at least 250 days a year for at least 20 years. I haven't got a DUI.
Right. Allegedly.
No, that's true. That's not even allegedly. That's fucking accurate. Like, I want a pizza and I've had 15 beers. I'm getting a fucking pizza. Because I'm not paying delivery. I'm going to go get that fucking pizza. You're not charging me fucking $10 when I can just drive up there. Fuck you.
Oh, my God, Ray. All right.
Also, I will say, though, I do not condone this kind of behavior.
Yeah. I mean, you are a professional.
Yeah, I do this for a living. I mean, it's a part of my gig.
Right.
If you can't, if
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of your deal.
It's my shtick, man.
It's your gimmick.
Yeah, it's my gimmick. And if it's not real, what the hell is it? Like, I'm not one of these motherfuckers who's like got the Jack bottle with the fucking tea in it. That ain't me.
No.
You see me drinking Jack, I'll be throwing up behind a dumpster by the end of the night because that's not fucking iced tea in that bottle.
All right, I have one more airport tip.
All right.
Speaking of TSA, when you're coming through TSA, okay?
Yes.
TSA is an area where people are slowed down. They're getting they're repacking their stuff.
Right, they're throwing shoes.
Once you have your stuff packed, let's pretend that the airport is the highway, okay?
Ooh, I like this.
When you come up to that big giant opening coming through TSA, pretend that that's a merge onto a major highway, okay? Don't just bolt out.
Oh,
you have
I thought that's what you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, when you get on when I get on the highway, I just fucking gun it.
No, you have to stop.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, let's pretend it's not a merge onto a highway, but a stop sign, a one road coming into another road. So that's pretend there's stop signs there.
Yeah.
No, you have to stop.
You're not from Ohio at all.
Make sure no one's coming so you don't get trucked over, and then so that I don't get looked at as an asshole for knocking you over when you just bolt out of there.
Wow. That was a bad analogy because here in Ohio, when you get on an on-ramp, you fucking just smash it to the floor and you try to get up to about 100 because the people in the right lane don't want to let you in. So it's literally just it's like chicken. It's like Footloose. It's two fucking tractors coming at each other, and you hope to God that the shoelace doesn't get stuck in the pedal because one of you's going to fucking die. That's Ohio driving.
I did make the wrong analogy there. At first, I said it was like merging onto a highway, but we have to think of it.
But you added a stop sign, and that didn't help because in Ohio, a stop sign is optional.
Oh, the ones with
it's literally like,
that's right.
If you're coming to a stop sign and the car's far enough away, you just don't stop. You go right fucking through it.
I've heard this in Ohio. The ones with the stop signs with the white border are optional. I've heard
they're all optional. I've been downtown. I'll tell you this. I have been downtown Cleveland. I've went through red lights, and a cop was right next to me. He went right through it too. Didn't pull me over. Didn't even look at me. Just went right through it too. Like, oh shit, this is what we're doing today? Fuck it, let's go.
It's Brown Sunday. I ain't fucking stopping today.
I ain't pulling nobody over. It's a Sunday. It's Brownstown. Let's fucking go.
Man, what's going on with the Browns? Speaking of the news, they keep losing by a couple points, man. What happened?
Look, man, the Browns do Browns things. That's what they do. But I'm not worried. You know, it is what it is. Everything's going to be fine. At the end of the year, we'll win 5 games and we'll be right where we are all the time. So it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care.
By the end of the year, we'll still be the same old shitty team
we'll still be drinking in the Muni lot, 120,000 strong, going, there's always next year. It'll be fine.
Everything will be all right.
Everything's all right. We got a team. That's all we care about.
That's right. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Think about all the states that don't have teams, and then some teams have 2 teams. Some states have 2 teams.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've threatened for many years to switch over to being a Bengals fan, but they're just as shitty as my team, so what the fuck's the point?
Right.
If neither team is good in your state, just stick with the one you got. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right, Ray, that is all for the deluxe edition airport tips for this holiday season. Maybe I'll have a few other ones as the weeks go on.
Like, don't wrap anything that ticks and try and take it as a carry-on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, don't buy your family clocks and wrap them up and try and take them on the plane.
Yeah, no.
No. Unless you want a full body search.
My bag has actually been pulled already for the old recorder that I used to have.
It smells like weed, obviously.
Well, I mean, that's obvious. But my old recorder was only about this wide, and it had a thing at the top that went like this across.
Mm-hmm.
And people like several times it's been pulled because they thought it was a taser.
Huh.
I was like,
did you tell them
I have a podcast called Deluxe Edition?
Then you hand them the card? And then they're like, get the fuck away from me. And you're like, no, listen. It's a good podcast.
That's exactly right, Ray.
That's what I do. Every time, someone's kicking me in the head, I'm just like, no, listen to me. I have a podcast. You'll like it. Stop kicking me.
I'm the 10-cent beer night.
Yes. God damn it. What is wrong with you people? Do you not like to be entertained? All right, let's do some fucking news. So, have you ever heard of Dennis Rodman?
Have I heard of Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, do you know who Dennis Rodman is?
I grew up in the 90s, yes. I know who Dennis Rodman is.
So, he is the worm rebound machine. I'm pretty sure he's the only guy to have 20 rebounds in 3 straight games. Amazing person. Slept with Madonna.
Per game?
Per
Holy
game.
Shit.
With 0 points. 0 points.
He's a defender.
Yeah, well, his shtick was he just knew how to get the ball. He wasn't good at anything else except for sleeping with celebrities and stuff like that. But so back in the 98, I believe it was 98 finals, he asked Phil Jackson, who was the coach at the time, hey, I need some time off, man. I got to go to Vegas. So Phil Jackson was like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. You seem like you're stressed. I'm going to allow it because he's into that Zen bullshit. So the day he's supposed to come back, he doesn't come back. So now, like, everybody's freaking out. They're like, where the fuck's the worm, man? We need these rebounds. So Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson have to get on a fucking plane and go to Vegas to get this asshole and drag him back to the finals, the NBA finals, of all things. But so they're making a movie about what the fuck he did in those 48 hours.
So it's like the Hangover movie?
I think it's going to be insane what this motherfucker did. The dude's friends with that jackass from North Korea.
Kim. Well,
Kim
was
Jong,
he friends with
Kim Dang Do Ba Boo, whoever his fucking name is. He's friends with that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but was he friends with the one now, or was he?
No, he was friends with the jackass dad.
Yeah, the dad. Yeah,
the dad of all things. He fucked Madonna. Like, that's not an easy task, man.
No.
Like, that's not on my bucket list. Because I know I can't get it done. Right. But on Dennis Rodman's bucket list, that's an item. Fuck Madonna, become friends with the ruler of North Korea. Like, that's on his fucking bucket list, man. That's what he's doing. So they're making a movie.
Now what should I do?
Yeah. What's next? Who the fuck knows? Because I'm actually looking forward to see what he does next. But they're making a movie about that 48 hours. And I think it's going to put the Hangover to shame. Because this motherfucker's crazy.
Real life.
He's real life crazy.
Yeah. Is he... so we had talked about the Mike Tyson show last week where they... and the Dahmer show where they did not have any connection to the, they didn't ask those people at all. Is Rodman involved with the production of this at all?
I would assume, as crazy as he is, yeah, he's probably involved. I don't have that confirmed, but this is all new information that's coming out. Like, it's insane. This is going to be one of those things where you're like, how much of this is true? You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be one of those movies where you're like, where you and your friends are like, all right, we're going to play a drinking game. What's true and what's not? And you're going to name something, and it's going to be like, all right, is this true or false? You got a drink. You got it wrong. Right. Like, this is going to be insane. And I kind of hope that they go kind of crazy with this thing and just make it so fucking crazy that there's no way it could be possibly true. And then Dennis Rodman's like, absolutely everything that happened, fucking true. And you're just like, fuck. In 48 hours, this guy had more fun than I've had in my whole fucking life.
Almost like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, I think that's a good one. It's The Hangover and Fear and Loathing smashed into one.
Yeah, hell yeah. That would be awesome. Because like Fear and Loathing, people don't realize, but like Hunter Thompson, he was a journalist. If no one's familiar with the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, it was about Hunter Thompson. He was a gonzo journalist.
Yes.
Johnny Depp played Hunter Thompson in that movie. There was actually another movie prior to that back in the 80s called Where the Buffalo
Diaries.
Roam.
Oh, Diaries too.
The Rum Diaries that was a movie about his novel, his only novel that he ever wrote. Yeah. But Where the Buffalo Roam was a movie with Bill Murray in the 80s where he also played Hunter Thompson. So he was a writer, but the way that he would write things is he would record. He would record everything.
Yeah.
Like, and then he would take notes from those recordings. So like everything in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas fucking happened.
My favorite part of the book from Fear and Loathing is I think it's either chapter 3 or chapter 6. It just says everything recorded was unintelligible. That's the only line.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's the whole chapter.
Yeah, and in the movie, that's the part where he takes the adrenochrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. That's a great movie.
Hell yeah, dude.
So good.
We should do a deep dive on that movie sometime.
Yeah, we should.
We should do a deep dive on Hunter Thompson sometime.
Oh, Hunter Thompson is amazing. Like, now that I'm 50, his suicide note rings just tragic to me because he committed suicide. So, his suicide note said, "You know what? Everything after 50 sucked ass." That's basically what it says, and I'm like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, it was like I'm a huge Hunter Thompson fan. I have a giant tattoo of a scene from Fear and Loathing, the book, on my back, tattooed on my back. Suicide note was like 7 years longer than I thought I'd ever make it.
Yeah.
Can't do shit anymore. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a deep dive on Hunter sometime, man.
Hell yeah, cool. Man. I love Hunter. He's great. All right, let's move on.
All right.
New Karate Kid movies coming out. Set to release in June of 2024. Danielson, not involved.
Yeah. At least not as of yet.
Well, not as of yet, but it sounds like he might not be fucking involved. How do you feel about that? How the fuck are they going to do a Karate Kid movie without Danielson?
Well, what's fucked up about it is like now, so the Cobra Kai series, were the original writers, the original Karate Kid writers involved with the Cobra Kai series at all?
Nope. This is a bunch of kids who are just like, hey, we love the Karate Kid. Let's make some money. Let's write a fucking story.
So the new Karate Kid movie that was just announced for 2024, is that being done by the original writers?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
I think this is just coming out of left field. Like somebody got the rights to this thing. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming by age alone, the original people involved are all fucking dead.
It was John Hurwitz, right? Was the original writer, I believe. He's not dead, I don't think.
Well, he's old as fuck. Who cares? So somebody else is probably writing this thing.
The original director is dead, John Avildsen.
Well, yeah, he's dead. So basically, this comes down to the creators of Cobra Kai are not involved at all. None of the actors are involved, so I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Like, you don't have Danielson, you don't have Martin Kove, you don't got Zabka. What the fuck are they going to do? Are they going to pull a Will Smith and get his kid to play a fucking Karate Kid again? Because that remake was fucking shit.
Terrible. So even with the Jennifer, what was her name? Jennifer.
Oh, you talking about what was it, part 4 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
So even that one was tied into the original movies because we had Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, Miyagi there.
So
but, I'm confused as to what the fuck's going on with this one.
Right. So is it going to be just like the Halloween series where they just, well, we're going to pretend that these Cobra Kai series didn't happen?
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. Because Ralph Macchio was like, I'm perfectly happy with the Cobra Kai series. We're going to keep doing that. Everybody likes it. So we're just going to keep doing that. And if they call me, they call me. But I don't see how they call him. Like,
yeah.
Now, I wouldn't be upset if they rebooted this thing and fuck, I don't even know how they do it. Like, how the fuck do you reboot the Karate Kid with none of the fucking characters. Like,
yeah, they tried. I mean, they tried that once with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith.
But I'm just saying, though,
work.
it's supposed to be part 5. So what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck do you have that you're going to reboot this thing with? What second-rate actor was in one of these movies that you're like, oh, we totally got this guy, and he's going to be the Miyagi of this movie, and it's like, well, who is he? Well, nobody's heard of him because he was like the cook at the diner in part 3, but now he's a fucking kung fu dude, and the kid who put gas in the car at the gas station is now the Karate Kid. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Here's my take on it. This is what they could do, and this is what, if they were smart, this is what they would do. So on my other podcast I had a long time ago, we interviewed the guy that actually he doubled as Mr. Miyagi. I can't think of his name offhand, but he doubled as Mr. Miyagi, and he's the actual person that you see in the first movie who's standing on the log doing the crane kick.
Yeah.
It's this guy. Sorry, I can't remember his name. If they were smart, they would have, because he's an older gentleman now.
Yeah.
They would continue the story from where they left off in number 4 with Mr. Miyagi. He didn't die in that one, did he?
I've never seen it. I have no fucking clue.
I don't think that he died in that one. So they're not going to do anything with the Cobra Kai series. They're going to pretend that didn't happen. So we don't know that Mr. Miyagi died, because in the Cobra Kai series, Daniel goes and visits Mr. Miyagi's grave.
Yeah.
Which that also pissed me off too. When he went to visit the grave, they didn't even use his real death date. Like, they made up the Pat Morita is actually passed away. Like, they could have used his actual death date, you know?
They could have, but they probably deemed that uncouth.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy was known as Mr. Miyagi. Like, fucking put his real death date in there.
Well, he was also on Happy Days, man. Come on. He did more than just fucking Karate Kid.
I know, but people knew him as Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Hey, weren't you the cook on Happy Days?
Yeah, man. Well, for me, that's what I would have said to him. If I could have met him, I'd be like, dude, I loved you on Happy Days. Can you sign this fucking cook hat? Or this apron I brought? Or this chopsticks that I catch flies with because you can't.
I heard that he was a cool dude, Mr. Miyagi. Pat Morita.
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures of him with women where he's got his heads on their boobies and stuff. So
yeah.
He was down for fun.
So that's what they should do. They're going to make it number 5. Bring this guy in. He already played Mr. Miyagi. He doubled as him in the show, in the original movie. He's an older guy now. He double as him again. Just bring the character back and go that way.
I don't know, man. That's tough.
It's an idea. It's an idea. It's better than, hey, let's try and capitalize off of this Cobra Kai series and reboot this. That we're not going to use any of the original characters, though.
You know what? Fuck it. I want it to be a musical. Fuck it. Let's make the reboot a musical where they're singing and dancing. What rhymes with crane kick? And they just write the songs. Fuck it. I don't even care because Cobra Kai is so good. Why the fuck are they even bothering with this reboot?
Because they want to make money. That's why.
What rhymes with Daniel-san? Like, I'd be in a room. If I was one of these guys, I'd be like, all right, we got to write some fucking songs, man. What are we writing about? Fuck, I don't know. Karate tournaments? Fuck, man, this is hard. Writing songs about karate tournaments is fucking hard, man. What else can we write about? Fuck, I don't know. Moving from Jersey to California? Can we do something with that? What about Hawaii? Can we write about Hawaii? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. What rhymes with Okinawa?
The next news segment.
Yeah. All right. So Community is finally getting a movie. And I know you're a huge Chevy Chase fan.
Huge.
But him, Donald Glover, and Yvette Nicole Brown not involved. Do you think they're making a mistake? And now I know they killed off Chevy because everybody on set hated him because they weren't on his level. So you hate genius. I get it. That's fine. But I think they need to bring him back from the dead to make this work, in my opinion.
Did they kill him off in the show?
Oh, yeah. They hated him. All the actors hated him so fucking much because he's Chevy and he's awesome that they fucking killed his character off to get him off the show.
See, I stopped watching the show because it was getting so wacky for me. So you mentioning them bringing him back from the dead, that wouldn't be I mean, I could see it happening for the movie because the show did get so wacky that they could bring him back from the dead and it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but the shitty part is they all hate him so much they don't want him to come back. But I'm like, Chevy's the biggest star on your fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else is like this. Chevy is just a fucking mountain compared to them. And right. I get it. You're jealous. You want to make fun of him and say his ways are antiquated and all that, and that the things he says are racist. You know what? Well, he's from the 80s. So what do you want from him?
Right.
What do you want the guy? What do you're it's fucking Chevy Chase. What the fuck are you asking him to do?
Our friend Mark Singer brought up that Chevy Chase might have been the only person to dress up like the Beastmaster other than Mark Singer in a Halloween episode of Community. He was dressed as the Beastmaster.
They also have a great Dungeons and Dragons episode because I'm a huge D&D guy. There's a great episode where his character, Pierce? Yeah, Pierce. So they're playing the game, but he cheats and he reads the adventure ahead of time so he knows what to fucking do, and he ruins it for everyone else. So it's amazing. It's fucking funny as shit. I don't know how anyone I understand if you're an actor why you'd hate Chevy because he's better than you. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah,
he's Chevy.
Dude, he's Chevy Chase and he's better than you.
He's just better than you. So fuck you. If you have a problem with him, then there's something wrong with you. Because Dan Aykroyd loves the dude.
Yeah.
Still wants to work with him.
I can. All right, so I can see why they don't want to bring Chevy back. I can see why maybe Donald Glover doesn't want to do it anymore because he's like a pretty big star now as well. But why is Yvette Nicole Brown not doing the show? Is there a reason? Like she as far as I knew, she would like do anything. She was on that Talking Dead show all the time after like late night Walking Dead. Like,
so there was this is the shitty thing about this thing. What's his face? Joel McHale.
Joel McHale.
So he made a post on like Instagram or something about it, and he actually included her and Donald in the post, but not Chevy. And I think they're kind of feeling them out because I don't know why they're not on board because it's a fucking movie. Grab your cash, move on. Unless maybe they're friends with Chevy and they're just like, hey, you guys were mean to him, which I could see. Because now Donald Glover, he understands Hollywood a little bit better now, and he understands how shitty it is. Maybe he's like, you know what? They treat this guy bad. Maybe they're going to fuck me over too. Or maybe she's like, I'm in negotiations to play fucking some great character coming up in a movie, and I can't do it.
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
But they're both amazing actors, so they probably have other opportunities, and it's going to interfere with doing that. And you can't blame them for that. So
No. I mean, I would like to see. I would watch it if Chevy was in it. I'm not sure I'm going to go out of my way to watch it if he's not in it because, like I said, I stopped watching the show.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how many I watched. I think like the first 3 seasons, and then it started like it kind of was just getting out of control for me.
So here's how I think they bring Chevy back from the dead. Insurance claim. He faked his own death. Or they go fucking batshit crazy and have him come back as a goddamn zombie. And they just turn this thing into a whole fucking horror comedy. Because no one would see that coming. Where Chevy is just hunting them down and killing them one by one. Like, that would be something that nobody saw coming. And if they're smart, that's what they did. But they're not as smart as me, so I'm sure that's not what they did. Because could you imagine that? They make this movie, and they kill off all the other characters because Chevy's now a zombie and hunts them down one by one. That would be so fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. I'd watch that one for sure.
Chevy deserves that.
He does.
He's been mistreated.
Can we write a fan film?
Fuck yeah, we can. I learned how to write screenplays, so we can do anything we want now. Fuck it. Thank you, Bo. All right, so moving on. James Gunn is now married to Jennifer Holland. The 56-year-old actor tied the knot with his 34-year-old girlfriend recently, with many, many celebrities around. The only reason this is a story is because the age difference. Not that James Gunn can't pull that kind of woman, but if any one of us did that, they'd be like, oh, look at this son of a bitch. Look at this guy mistreating a woman.
I have to ask you, who is Jennifer Holland? Was she anyone before she married James Gunn?
Look, nepotism in Hollywood is rampant. So she ends up in the Suicide Squad in a brief role. And then she's on the John Cena show.
Oh,
Peacemaker.
Which one is she on there?
She's the hot chick.
Like the main hot chick?
Yeah, she's the fucking badass hot chick that he meets in the bar and he's sitting on. That's her.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And like immediately I was like, oh, I gotta look up, who the fuck is this girl? I look her up and I'm like, oh fuck, that's James Gunn's girlfriend. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not adding up here. Like, he's my age. Like, he's 56. He's older than I am. And he's pulling tail like this. Something ain't right here. Something stinks of somebody's giving somebody roles to marry them.
You don't think there's true love there, right?
I do not think there's true love there. But once again, who am I to question something like this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into the age thing because I'm not sure if you know this, but my girlfriend is significantly older than I am. So
you're a cougar hunter.
I wouldn't say I'm a cougar hunter.
Well, what's the age difference?
18 years.
Oh, you're a cougar hunter. Nice.
I met her and I fell in love with her. I wasn't hunting cougars.
Yes, but the difference is you're not a rich person who makes movies who got tempted by the seductress who's like, oh, you're a director? You made movies like Slither and Super and Guardians of the Galaxy? Huh. And I'm not to say, look, James Gunn is an amazing human being. So, yes, he should be able to pull tail like that. That's fine. I'm just concerned that maybe her intentions were the one that was not on the up and up.
Well, here's a question for you. Was Sherry Moon Zombie with Rob before he started making movies?
That situation's really bad for both people involved because she's a horrible actress and he loves her so much that he puts her in every movie.
So much.
If you listen to my review of The Monsters on my other podcast, if you take her out of that movie and put anyone else in, I don't give a fuck who it is. 20-year-old, 80-year-old that can act, that movie is amazing. She drags that movie down into the fucking gutter just like she does his life.
So here's my thought. Like look, I'm not an actor or actress obviously not an actress, but I'm not an actor
Obviously.
in any way. But in my opinion, she has got progressively worse as the movies have gone on. Because like in House of a Thousand Corpses,
look.
I didn't think she was bad.
No, she's amazing as Sugar. She's great at doing horror.
Yeah.
Because you just have to be hot and crazy. And she does that great. But now she's trying to do comedy, and she fucking is trash.
Not good.
And like I said, she could be the most amazing person on the planet, but that doesn't mean you belong in fucking movies. Just because you're hot and nice doesn't mean your husband should put you in all his fucking movies. This was a huge mistake. Huge mistake.
We need to find that out. Was she married to him prior to his movie career?
I believe so.
So he just loves her that much.
He loves her that much. And I can't blame him for that. But, like, she
You
is
really
fucking
can.
hot, dude. She is hot. And she could be the most amazing person in the whole world. I don't know. I've never got to meet her. If I ever get to,
probably pretty nice.
if I get to meet her, I can verify either direction. But if Rob Zombie thinks enough of her that, one, he married her and puts her in all his movies, either she is a crazy bitch that he's afraid of, or he loves her to the moon and back. There's no in between. So
it definitely could be either or.
he could be so afraid of her that he just puts her in the movies to keep from being murdered in his sleep. And for him, that's probably a turn on.
Yeah.
Like, he's so into horror movies that he's like, oh, fuck yeah, my wife could murder me in my sleep if I don't put her in fucking Monsters. Oh, that's so sexy.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I gotta get the writing.
Yeah, I gotta write this shit. Could be that. I don't know. But I know she ruined that fucking movie, and I was enjoying that movie for the first hour.
I didn't see it yet. I'm gonna watch it. It's on my list. But we have
You'll
so
like
much.
you'll like the first
this
45
podcast-
minutes, man. You'll love the first 45 hours.
I heard that it's a true tribute to the actual show. Like it's
Look, Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa Munster the Count, fucking amazing. But I love him. Like, I'm a big fan of his going way back to River's Edge. So, and Dudes. I love the dude, and he kills it. And the dude who plays Herman, I can't remember his name. Can never remember his name, but his take on Herman, I like it. He doesn't try to do his voice. He does his own voice. So it doesn't feel like he's just retreading, Fred Gwynn, because he's irreplaceable. You're not fucking replacing Fred Gwynn. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're not doing it. So I like his take on it. The only thing he does like Fred is the laugh. He does a great version of the laugh, which I loved. He's amazing. I'm telling you, Sherry Moon is the fucking drag down in this movie, and I can't understand why Rob Zombie can never see it. It's crazy.
Now, is she playing the cousin or whatever?
No, she's playing fucking Lily.
Lily was
She's the
like
wife.
the oddball out, though, right?
No, Lily's the goddamn wife of Herman Munster. He put her in the fucking lead role.
See, now I would see her better. She would be a better. Who was like the cousin? Like they always thought that she was the odd one, but she was like the hot cousin or whatever.
She's played by Pat Priest. Can't remember the name of the character. No, she plays Lily. She looks amazing in the role. Like, she looks hot as fuck, but her acting is trash. And I hate to say that because it's mean, but you know what? I'm sure there's people who think I'm a shitty podcaster. I don't care. Doesn't bother me one bit.
You know what I have to say to those people, Brian?
I can tell you what I say. You're entitled to your opinion. You're welcome to it. Go listen to something else. I don't care.
All right, Ray. What's the next news segment?
All right.
Do we have
so
more?
I got one more. So Zac Efron, who I absolutely think is a great actor and should be in more things, because I think he's funny as shit. He's in a movie coming up called The Greatest Beer Run Ever. And I am so looking forward to this movie because it's about a guy who decides to, while his buddies are in Vietnam, he's going to go on a beer run and take them fucking beer to Vietnam. That's what this movie's about. It's about this guy named Chicky who decides, you know what? I'm not there, but my friends need beer. And he fucking smuggles beer to Vietnam to his buddies, and he fucking makes it. Somehow, against all odds, this motherfucker gets beer to his buddies in Vietnam.
This is a true story?
It's based on a true story.
Oh, wow. Now it sounds like a cool movie.
I'm all in on this, and they talked to Chicky, the guy, and he says Zach nailed how I felt during this whole movie. So awesome. I'm all in on this movie because I love Zach. I know people shit on him, but you know what? I think he's a good actor. I think he gets a raw deal, and this is a great fucking story. Who doesn't love stories about beer and Vietnam veterans getting beer?
Hell yeah.
Like, that's a great fucking story.
Couple things I like about this, you tell me this stuff. This is the first time I hear about it. You send me the articles, but I don't read them.
No, I figured you wouldn't because you're lazy and, well, most of the time you're out of town on roofs, so.
Yeah. Two things I like about this. I love true stories.
Yeah.
Two is I love period pieces. Like this is based around, Vietnam, right? The 70s.
Yeah.
Late 60s, early 70s. I love shit like that. Like I listened to a podcast on our network, Bev's Video Kingdom. They just did an episode on Dazed and Confused. I love that movie. Fucking awesome movie. And listening to their show, I never realized that. That all takes place in one day.
That's the last day of school. Yeah.
Yeah, one day and one night. So yeah, for this, this is I'm not going to be one day, but it's probably a week or more of him preparing for this beer run to Vietnam. That's fucking that sounds like a cool movie.
Yeah, I love things based on true stories that stay somewhat true to the actual fucking story. I don't need an embellishment.
Right.
The truth is always stranger than fiction. So just give me what the fuck happened.
Right. Yeah. And if you're saying that this Chicky is still alive, the actual guy that did it. So maybe Zac Efron, going back to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, when Johnny Depp made that movie, he actually lived with Hunter Thompson for a few months. So maybe Zac Efron, fill me in as to who he is. What other roles has he played?
Oh, Zach? He was in this movie called Neighbors, which is fucking great because it's about a married couple who end up living next to a frat house. Right? Yeah, he's the college kid in that movie.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's fucking cool. I like it.
Yeah,
so
I like
maybe,
him.
hopefully he dug deep into this role and actually went and spent a bunch of time with Chicky. And
It sounds like he did, because I saw the interview with him about it, and he, like I said, I think this is a dude who's going to make a lot of great movies. I think, like I said, people shit on him because he was in this dumb fucking teenage show. What the fuck was it? I don't even remember what it was because I didn't watch it, but I was like, oh, look at this asshole. Good-looking dude doing a shitty show. And then he was in Neighbors, and I'm like, oh, look at this. Motherfucker's got chops.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, he's on my list of dudes who could take over for Indiana Jones if he really wanted to. Yeah. He's on my short list of guys who could do that. So ain't many people on my list for that. So
we'll have to get into this, but just knowing him from that Neighbors role, I feel like he would have been a much better replacement of Fletch for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I don't understand why more people don't look at him for roles like that. Like Fletch.
Yeah.
Like, you want to reboot Indy, he's a perfect example of somebody who's got charisma. Because, honestly, Indy is charisma. You need that. Same with Fletch.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody with charisma to pull those roles off. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I hate to shit on it. I haven't seen it yet, but the new Fletch movie.
Well, you saw the trailer. You saw the trailer. I mean, and it looks like fucking trash.
Once again, huge Chevy Chase fan, and fucking putting John Hamm in there as that. Like, come on, what the fuck? But I've heard that like that is an indie movie that he actually took like quite a budget cut on that for that role, to do that role.
So, well, he should. He should only get paid $1 for what he did to that.
I wouldn't give him any fucking money for that.
I'd give him $1 because that's like when you go to a restaurant and you just leave a fucking $1. The waitress knows they fucked up. He deserves. I haven't seen the movie either, but when I walk out of the theater, I'm going to leave $1 on the floor for him because I already know that's all he earned. Look, if he surprises me and he kills it, fine. I'll eat my words, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, we'll check back in with everyone on that. We got to watch that, the Fletch. We'll do a deep dive on the Fletch series as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, I'm done with news. Fuck, I'm done.
All right.
What are we doing next?
What are we doing next? Speaking of tips, me traveling all the time, I do Uber Eats a lot. I don't actually go out to restaurants a ton. I do Uber Eats. And the other day, this past week when we recorded the other day, I was in a hotel for several days and I got Uber Eats a couple times. And this one person, they kept calling me, hey, we can't find your room. Like, it's pretty simple. You just drive all the way around the building and I'll meet you outside. Like, it's not that hard. Oh, they call back. We can't find it. I said, just go to the lobby. I'll meet you there. Right? So I get there and the girl's standing there. Hey, sorry. We just couldn't find your room, man. I'm like, it's not that hard. Like 7 other drivers have found my room prior to this. You know what I mean? Prior to this exchange right now.
Yeah.
And but the best thing with Uber Eats is you can actually deduct your tip. Like you can change your tip because they don't actually get the tip for 1 hour after the delivery is made. So as soon as that shit happens, I'm like, fuck it, $1.
There you go. See, you get it.
Oh, I get it, right?
Yeah.
Right. I won't even when I do go to restaurants. If I have to sit and wait, like if they go, here's your table. If no one comes over to me, within 5 minutes, I'd rather just drive another 15 minutes somewhere else and go. I'm not waiting for someone to come and it's not that busy in here. There's fucking 2 other people in here,
I worked in restaurants for a long time when in, my early teens and 20s. If I sit down and no one comes within like 5 or 10 minutes, I get up and fucking leave.
Yeah, I give it 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not fucking hanging around for you to treat me like shit. Like, I'm the customer.
Right. Like, now look.
And I'm not going to be a dick, because when you're a dick, they shit on your food and throw it on the floor, kick it around for a while before they serve it to you. I know. I've done it. Like, you're a dick. As a customer, you're getting shitty food. So
yeah, I'm not a dick to the people. Like, I will just get up and leave. I won't let them serve me at all. But like, so for instance, if I go into a restaurant, I really like out west. There's a little diner called Bear. What is it called? Bear something, right? The Little Bear Diner or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's called the Black Bear Diner. So I whenever I see these, I try and go to them. So the one I went into, and this lady is like busting her ass. She comes over, like as soon as I walk in the door, she comes over. She's like, "I'm sorry, I'm the only one here. I'm the hostess. I'm the server. Like, I'm the cashier. I'm everything. I'm the bus boy. You know, I apologize." Like, if you do that as soon as I come in, I'm okay with waiting, because I want to help her, because she's busting her ass as the only person there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised she wasn't cooking the food.
Well, she might have been, but yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay when they come over. They're like, "Hey, look, the owner of this place is a fucking dick, and I'm getting fucked over today. So can you please be nice to me?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah. What do you want me to do? You want me to bust tables?
Any help?
Yeah, right. You want me to fucking jump in the kitchen? I'll fucking help out, because god damn it, I feel bad for you, because your boss is a fucking asshole."
Right. Yeah.
Like,
that's
where's your boss? Where's your boss? I'll beat the fuck out of him right now. I'll teach this motherfucker a lesson right now.
Ray,
and
what's
tomorrow,
the fight, everyone?
Well, it's I'm 5'8". I like to fight.
All right, Ray, let's get into we're done with the airport tips. We're done with Ray's news. The segment for this week, an hour and 14 minutes into the show.
Do we just want to shut it down and save it for next week?
No, because now we have interviews lined up nonstop every Sunday.
But I gotta pee. I gotta pee, man.
All right. Well, let's take a little break. Go pee.
All right. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back.
Another beer.
Welcome into Metalhead Journeys. What is Metalhead Journeys? It's exactly how it sounds. It's a journey through the world of metal by a couple of metalheads. Are you thinking of getting into metal? Where do you begin? There's so many different subgenres. What bands are good? What albums are good? We'll provide answers to all of those questions. We'll handle all the research and do all the dirty work by listening to the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you don't have to. Classic albums, new albums, bands no one's ever heard of. Get ready, as we'll applaud and criticize with the same passion. This is Metalhead Journeys.
All right, we're back from our break here. Ray had a little pee break.
Yeah, I had to go pee real bad.
Let's get into our segment for the show. Our top 5 movies that happen on Halloween.
Yeah.
We were going to do originally our top 5 Halloween movies, our top 5 horror movies that happen on Halloween. But then I discovered a movie that I really, really like. And I texted Ray the other day and I was like, does it have to be horror movies?
It does not. No.
So I'm going to save that for my number 1. Because I really like that movie, and I will explain to you.
Is it Hocus Pocus?
Yeah. Fuck. Well, let's end the show.
All right. So these are some of the hardest episodes to do, because neither one of us knows what the other picked. Like, we did not discuss this ahead of time. So, like, my 5 could be his 3. We have no fucking clue what's going on here.
Yeah,
but we're just gonna do shit.
One of the great things about this show is, like, Ray and I have podcasted with other people before in the past, and like, I'm not gonna speak for Ray. He's told me off air, but like my previous partner, like I would get a list of like, this is the show, and this is what we're doing. And like,
Yeah.
these are my picks. Don't pick them. Pick your own 5. So like, what I like about this is like, for our interviews, I don't say what you can ask. I don't ask you what your questions are. Same with these type of shows.
I super appreciate you not asking me to. And a lot of times I will send you my questions because I'm used to being like, hey, can I ask this? And you're like, no, ask whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Yeah. Right.
And we talk about it. But yeah, like I like this because I'm also used to being like, hey, send me the thing and then we'll figure out how to do it. So I like the unscripted free-for-all of what we're doing now. So
yeah,
it could be
Me
shitty.
too. And I wasn't gonna
Could be good.
I wasn't gonna say this, but now that we're talking about things, when you and I first started this show, I said, sorry, Bill's no longer here. If you're here for Bill, sorry, he's not going to be here anymore. If you want to know what happened between Bill and I, just contact me. Let me know. I'll tell you. I'll fill you in. Not one person has asked me what happened to Bill. And our listenership has gone up considerably. So, like,
look, man, I love Bill. I'm not gonna lie, I love Bill. I'm looking forward to what he does next, but I'm perfectly content at taking over for him. Not gonna lie, like this is a good opportunity for me to jump in and do because I like hanging out with you. Like I was doing it off the air anyways.
right.
So yeah, I'm not gonna badmouth Bill. Bill's a good dude.
I'm not going to badmouth Bill either, man. Like I had a great run with him,
but honestly,
it just unfortunately didn't end well.
Well, honestly, do I think I'm better? Well, if I didn't, why the fuck would I do a podcast? Like,
you're Ray the podcaster, and you're better than him.
It's in my fucking name. Is it Bill the podcaster? No, it's Ray the podcaster. So, no, I love Bill. It's unfortunate things come and go.
Yeah.
Like I ended up here through a series like a Lemony Snicket's. Shit happens. And this is where I ended up.
I don't have anything bad to say about Bill again. Like it just ended bad and shit happens.
But
like
once again, like I've had many relationships end bad with friends and then eventually they come back around. So I wouldn't say that the way it ended is the way it'll be. So I'm always, I'm not a very positive person, but with people, I am very positive, and I think Bill will come back around. Everything will be cool. So,
yeah, I already have some ideas lined up for the future. So, we'll get there. All right, our segment.
I'd like Bill to come back and critique me.
Our segment. Our top five movies that happen on Halloween. Who wants to start?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My number 5
Hocus Pocus.
Is yeah. Once again, I've never seen it. It's on my list to see this year. Because, I do the 13 for Halloween, which is I have to watch a movie I've never seen or haven't seen in at least 20 years. So I got to do 13 movies for that for October. So
yeah, follow Ray on Instagram. He's been posting some great movies. Watching a few a day. The 10-cent Beer Night podcast.
Yes, sir. So I'm going with number 5. I'm going Trick or Treat, which is 5 interwoven stories that occur on Halloween. Every day, high school principal ends up being a fucking murderer. Sam is the little character with the pumpkin head thing. I love this movie. I don't know if you've ever seen this, Casey.
I haven't. I'm always 100% honest with everyone on this show.
Yeah.
When we do these shows, I have to do a lot of research because I'm usually not familiar. Like I know the main ones. Like I know Halloween. I know of Trick or Treat. Like I know it happened on Halloween. But yeah, I haven't seen it. But I heard like I have this. Once we're finished with our list, I have a list here that I compiled from a Facebook group, and Trick or Treat's like one of the top ones from on there.
Yeah, this is 2007. It hits our sweet spot at an hour and 22 minutes. And on the IMDb, 6.7. It's pretty good.
Yeah, real good.
So, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Flesh Eater. You know about Flesh Eater?
Flesh Eater. Huh. Who's in that, Casey? Who stars in that?
So Bill Hinsman, not sure how you pronounce his name. He was the original. He was like it's not the very first zombie movie, but he was like one of the, it's the zombie movie that everybody considers the first zombie movie, the Return or the Night of the Living Dead. Yeah. Bill Hinsman played the zombie, the first zombie that comes after Barbara.
He's the one who comes after. Yes, he's the Barbara zombie guy. He's actually the guy who made that movie. Yes.
Yeah, and he's actually pretty much, he's passed away now, I believe, but he's lived his career. He lived his career pretty much, just recreating that character in a lot of different productions. So Flesh Eater stars Bill Hinsman. He rises from the dead to turn teens into ghouls on Halloween. Was released in October of 1988. Directed, written, produced, and co-edited by Bill. It was an independent production. 88-minute runtime, so just short of our.
That's where we want. Yeah, that's where we want.
Perfect runtime. It was actually released under several different names. I don't know if you know this, but we're actually going to have to do this on a future show. But there's several movies that are no longer copyrighted by anyone. Like no one owns them. They're just like there.
Yeah, we're getting into that time frame where some pretty good movies are coming up.
Yeah. And at the time where Bill made this movie, Night of the Living Dead was one of those movies. So he actually first released it as, it was called Revenge of the Living Zombies. And then also released as Zombie Nosh. A lot of gory practical effects in this one. Really good. This is when zombies still knew how to do things, though, like open car doors and rip off girls' clothes to show their boobies right before they, ate them alive. It was released on DVD in 2003, and it can be found packaged in the Zombie Pack Volume 2 alongside of Burial Ground and Zombie Holocaust. To me, this movie is like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Melvin Seals.
Doesn't ring a bell, but it doesn't mean I don't know who he is.
So he was, or is, a keyboard player. He toured in the 80s with the Jerry Garcia Band. He was the keyboard player for the Jerry Garcia Band. And now he tours as Melvin Seals and the JGB. So it's Melvin, and there's not, he's the only person that was ever in the band. You know what I mean? Like no one else that's in his band was in the Jerry Garcia Band. So this is like for Bill Hinsman to call this the fucking Revenge of the Living Zombie or whatever he called it. He was cashing in on that zombie character for the rest of his life.
Can you blame him though?
No, I mean, it's a good movie. I like it. It's like he did a lot. There's a lot of really like what we love, practical effects. There was a lot of good ones in this one. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's a good one. That's a good pick for number 5. But what
it's not my number 1.
No, I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna make you do number 4 next. We're gonna alternate.
Okay, sure. Number 4 is a movie that I just watched this year, and So, like I said prior to this, I'll be honest with everyone. When we decided to do this episode, I had to look up movies. I Googled movies that happen on Halloween, and then I did watch a bunch of these. And I found this really interesting. In two of the other movies that I'm going to be listing, Bill Heinzman makes appearances in. Because in the background of the movies, it's on Halloween night, and the people are watching Night of the Living Dead on the TV. And it's at both times, it's the scene where Billy, I think his name is, maybe, is saying, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." And it's Bill Heinzman in the background.
Dude, that might be one of the most iconic scenes that's shown in other horror movies. Like, there are so many horror movies that show scenes from Night of the Living Dead that it's just like, fuck, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's already been done. But I get it. It's the homage, which I'm fine with.
Absolutely. So my number 4 is it's going to be called Haunt, or it is called Haunt. It's a 2019 American slasher film written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Stars Katie Stevens, Will Britton, Lauren McLean, Andrew Caldwell, Shazi Raja, and Schuler Helford. The night turns deadly as they come to the horrifying realization that some of their nightmares are actually real. Great practical effects. It's set on Halloween night. The film follows a group of friends who encountered an extremely haunted house that promises to feed on their darkest fears. Now, I just watched this the other day, and really great movie. Really good practical effects. The characters in the movie and the killers in the movie, they're all like really, really good. Like, their faces and all that stuff are really good. The only thing I'll say about this is it says the house that promises to feed on their darkest fears. Are you familiar with this movie?
I've seen it. It's been I saw when it came out, so it's been a couple of years. So, the description I don't think is accurate.
Yeah, it's not accurate at all because only one of the people that happens to. Yeah. Like, the one girl is really afraid of, and I don't want to give too much away because these are all, decent movies, but the one girl is, like, you can tell she's really afraid of spiders, and the spiders, like, in that section of the horror of the haunted house really, like, start coming after her. But other than that, that's the only.
Well, a lot of the times I find it funny because, I get a lot of my movie descriptions from the IMDb, where the fuck it is, and a lot of them aren't accurate. They're just shitty, like, generic things. Like, I wish that was my job to write these fucking things for them. Like, what's this movie about? Some chick's afraid of spiders. And that's it. And they just give me a big fucking check. And it's like, fuck yeah, I'll do this all day. Burnt dude hunts teenagers. And he's a pedophile. Nailed it. Where's my check?
So, yeah, it's not a good description. The description for this movie, I think, would be something like they're in the middle of nowhere. Kids in the middle of nowhere see a random haunted house, and their lives are completely fucking turned upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a much better description than what they gave.
Like, it was a really good movie, though. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I like that one.
Pretty realistic, too, like that shit. Like, I don't know if you've known this about me over the course of this podcast, but I like movies that could actually happen, like the movie that you mentioned earlier about the the beer run to Vietnam. Like that's a
Yeah.
true story. Like I like shit like that. Like this could actually happen. Like there could be a crew of fucked up people that open a haunted house and.
Yeah, I'm all over the place on that. Like I love a real story, but I also like a completely fucking bullshit made up thing.
I do too, but I lean more towards the real. Like this could actually happen.
Yeah, I'm all over the map. So I'm gonna go with number 4. I'm gonna go Trick or Treat from 1986. This once again hits the hour 38-minute mark. A bullied teen is devastated when his hero, the heavy metal icon Sammy Kerr, dies. And through the course of the movie, he gets the final album that the guy made from a DJ who's played by Gene Simmons. The main character is played by Mark Price, who played on fucking Family Ties. He played fucking whatever that fucking douchebag's name was, Skippy or whatever the fuck it was. But this is a classic tale of the metalhead who's been done wrong, and then his hero comes back from the dead, and he's gonna kill everybody. So on Halloween night, the motherfuckers coming to prom or whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't know what the hell they're doing on fucking Halloween at school, but I love this movie mostly because I saw it the night it came out. I saw it in the theater. I was underage. I shouldn't even been in the theater. Me and my buddy went. They just let us in. That's Ohio for you, man. Like, you guys are here to see a movie? Fuck yeah, it's rated R. Let's go. In we go. They don't give a shit in Ohio.
Well, this was also the 80s when people cared a lot less.
My kids could do this now. It's Ohio, man. Ohio does not give a fuck. But, Tony Fields plays Sammy Kerr. He's amazing. Gene Simmons, Ozzy's in this as a fucking preacher. It's a fun movie. If you're looking for great acting, go somewhere else. Go watch Gone with the Wind. If you want an entertaining horror movie that takes place on Halloween, this is a fucking great one. It's a fucking heavy metal fucking Halloween movie. What more do you need? What do you need? What do you want, Casey? What more do you need?
I don't need any more, and you're gonna find out in my next pick.
Yeah.
In my number 3 pick.
All right.
Hack-O-Lantern.
Oh fuck!
I fucking love this movie, man.
That's a great fucking movie.
I love this movie, man, for several reasons. One is my good friend Gregory Scott Cummins is in it. It's one of his first roles. He took the role only so he could have footage for his reel, for like his acting reel. It stars High Pike, and High Pike's only other known role, his only other like main known role is he was like the bartender in Blade Runner or something like that.
Nice.
And his name is actually above the title in this movie. So like he went above and beyond. Like his acting is so fucking over the top in this movie. It's excellent. Great movie. And like another thing that's great about this movie is it was made by Indians. Jag Mundra.
Which kind?
Like from not Native American Indians, not indigenous people of our country, but actual like.
I wanted to just see if you would say it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like, I believe that
you know what I was gonna say.
I know. Yeah. It's your Halloween costume this year. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Jag Mundra. He was. I believe he's. I'm not gonna say that I know where he's from. He was an Indian, not from our country, but he believed that he was making a Halloween movie. Like, he thought that Halloween was Satan worship. That's what he thought.
Well, it is.
Right. So, you mentioned
Do you not worship the devil on Halloween?
No, that's what you do. That's Halloween.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Like, I sold my soul to the devil years ago. Didn't pan out, but
how do you think we have a hit podcast?
I'm gonna try to resell my soul for the podcast. Like, I know I sold it to you years ago, but I kind of want to change the deal.
This all right, so this description of this movie that was written on IMDb is pretty accurate. A young man under the influence of his evil grandfather can only achieve manhood through a Halloween night murder. You find out that Hyde Pike is actually, so Gregory Scott Cummins plays Tommy in this movie, and Hyde Pike is his grandfather, but you find out through the movie that he's actually his father. That, like, there was a little I watched this movie on Joe Bob, The Last Drive-In, and he always does like the drive-in totals before the movie. And he always does like hatchet foo, or microwave foo, if like there's an exploding head in a microwave. This one, there was incest foo. The Halloween party, during the movie, there's a stripper, there's a snake charmer. There's a stripper, a snake charmer, and a stand-up comic at this Halloween party. It cost $250,000 to make the movie. They shot it in 45 days. Jack Mundra actually fell into one of the open graves that they had and was in a coma. Not in a coma. He was out for 2 months and came back to the set in a wheelchair. So it would have actually taken less time if he wouldn't have gotten hurt. And during the Last Drive-In show, Joe Bob Briggs said that he heard it took them 3 days to film the stripper scene. 1, because they liked the stripper so much, and 2 was that the cinematographer was full of cocaine.
Wow!
It just it took them 3 days to shoot one scene with a stripper.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you just need her to get a better angle.
I'm going to say that the stripper was also full of cocaine.
Oh, yeah. She was absolutely full of cocaine. That's what, I don't know if you know a lot about strippers, but they like drugs.
Yeah,
it's a part of their daddy issues and their self-loathing. That's why guys like me can... That's why guys like me can get strippers.
I worked at a strip club and I sold drugs. So I know a lot about both.
Well, there you go. All right. So where are we at here, Casey?
Number 3, Ray. You're number 3.
All right. I'm going with my favorite movie in this franchise, which is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Great movie.
Tom Atkins, this dude only just nails hot chicks in movies. That's what he does, and saves the day.
Stacey Nelkin.
Yes. So kids all over the country wanted these fucking masks from Silver Shamrock. They're going to squeeze their heads, fuck them up. Tom Atkins is not going to let that happen. He saves the day. Well, kind of. But to this day, I will fight tooth and nail that this is the best movie in the Halloween franchise because it's the only one worth a fuck. All the rest are garbage movies.
Some of our fans aren't going to be happy with what you
I don't
just
give
said,
a shit, man. I don't give a fuck. Halloween is a blatant ripoff of Black Christmas. Every other movie,
Tony.
All the other movies are fucking trash. Michael Myers is the worst fucking killer in the history of fucking movies. The dude drives a car in the original movie. He went to the asylum when he was 6. How the fuck does he drive a car? Get the fuck out of here.
All right. So
Look,
he does make an appearance, though, in number 3. You know that, right?
I don't care. I don't give a flying fuck what he does. He can show up and do a fucking Irish jig. Fuck that guy. Michael Myers is the worst killer in all of fucking horror history. He sucks dick. I hate Michael Myers. Worst fucking killer in all of fucking history. Give me anybody else. Anybody else. They're better.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, though, John Carpenter nailed it. This movie's perfection. He knew what he wanted to do, and these fucking idiots didn't see it. We would still be seeing Halloween anthology movies to this fucking day if the studio wasn't fucking stupid and were like, hey, Friday the 13th and fucking, Freddy, they're doing shit. What are you doing here? And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Do your shit. Fine, you could have Michael Myers. Fuck it. But this movie is perfection. If it was just called Season of the Witch, everyone would love this movie. But because it had that fucking Halloween 3 at the beginning, everyone's like, oh, what a fucking shitty movie. You're all wrong. This movie's perfection. Come Halloween time, you should be watching this every fucking year for 2 reasons. Silver Shamrock and fucking Tom Atkins. Perfection. This might be Tom Atkins' best role.
Tom Atkins is fucking awesome, man. I tell you, I met him at one of the Comic-Cons, and I've asked other actors about being on the show, and I've asked Giancarlo Esposito, the guy from he's famous for being
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, contact my agent, and blah, blah, blah. Giving me the runaround, right?
Yeah.
Acting like he wants to do the show, but he's
pretending,
not gonna fucking do the
but
show.
we both know he doesn't want to do it because he's a dick.
Right.
That's fine.
I walked up to Tom Atkins, dude. I was like, hey, I've really been trying to get a hold of you because he has no contact info at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I really want to get you on the podcast. No.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, he's in my top 3. I might hunt the motherfucker down. I might go to his house.
Well, he lives in Pittsburgh. You're close.
I might threaten him with violence.
Dude, Tom Atkins is in his 80s. He will fuck you up, dude.
I don't know, man. I think me and him could go toe to toe, and eventually he'll be like, "Fuck it, I'll do the podcast." Just stop punching me. He'll just go, "Stop punching me in the dick, you motherfucker."
Dude, I don't know. I met Tom Atkins. It was briefly. I'm gonna say in his 80s, he would fucking give you a hard time.
You give me a chance to talk to somebody, and I guarantee you that I can convince them to come on this podcast. I guarantee it. I just got to get in the same room with them. I'm telling you.
My number 2. Oh, wait. Before
you got to
into my number 2.
I
have more to say about Halloween 3.
Yeah.
So I just recently, we talked about this off air last week. I went to see Joe Bob Briggs recently in Jacksonville. And at the mid part of the show, before he started the second movie, there was a Q&A. And Diana Prince, Darcy the Mail Girl on his show, is a huge Halloween 3 fan. Mm-hmm. And she's been trying to get him to play that on Last Drive-In, and he hates the movie. He will not play the movie. And someone at the Q&A said, why do you hate Halloween 3 so much? And he fucking went off on a rant, and he was like, I'll start with this. He said, in the beginning of the movie, Tom Atkins goes into a gas station. Towards the end of the movie, when they're running out of the building, Tom Atkins goes into that same gas station. He ran, so that means he ran 125 miles in less than 2 minutes to that same gas station. So, like, he's a movie critic. He picks movies apart. You know what I mean? One of the other things was Stacey Nelkin a robot in that movie or something? Was she like a robot at the end of the movie?
No.
Because he said something about him fucking a robot at the end of the movie, or because he fucked Stacey Nelkin in the beginning of the movie. Did she turn into a robot?
No, she doesn't turn into a robot. He's just being an ass. Look, he wants to come in and go toe-to-toe with me on why this movie's great. I'll fucking go toe-to-toe with him on why this is the best in the series. Look, I know why some people don't like it. That's fine. You be you. But you can't bag on this movie, man. This is perfection. Yeah, he wants to go toe-to-toe. I'll go toe-to-toe with this motherfucker on this one.
He's another one I've been trying to get. He's hard to get. He won't do video podcasts.
Well, you know what? That's his. Old people are like that.
I know.
They're scared.
I know.
They don't understand the technology. It's not that fucking hard to hit the link, man. Come on. You want to fight about Halloween 3? Come the fuck on. Push the button. I'll fight with you. 2. I'll fight with this motherfucker all day long about Halloween 3. Fuck it, bring it on.
My number 2 for our series is going to be May. The movie May is about a young misfit named May. She endured a difficult childhood because of her lazy eye, and through contact lenses, although contact lenses helped May adjust to her young adult life, her deep-seated awkwardness remains a problem. Jeremy Sisto, he plays Adam in this movie, is a young man obsessed with fixing wrecked cars, takes a shine to May's oddball ways, but May's strangeness ultimately drives him away, leaving her open to the advances of her co-worker Polly, played by Anna Faris. And when Polly dumps her too, May's emotional instability turns violent. 93-minute runtime. This was released in 2003, directed by Lucky McKay, who also did. I hope you're writing this stuff down, Ray, because I want to get into a deep dive on these movies as well. He directed a movie called The Woman with Pollyanna. Can't remember her real name. This had a budget of $1.7 million and only did $634,000 at the box office.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie, though. It just means everybody's fucking stupid. That's
right.
All it means.
Yeah, it just got bad. It got bad.
It means the general public's too stupid to understand that this is a great movie.
Yeah, this was a really good movie. In 2006, the Chicago Film Critics Association named May the 61st scariest film of all time. Bloody Disgusting ranked the film number 17 in their list of the top 20 horror films made of the decade. Albert Nowicki included the film on his list of best Halloween movies of all time for Amazon Prime movies. This was a really good movie because, like, I knew Anna Faris and I knew that Jeremy Sisto. I'm not sure what I know him from, but this was a good movie, and practical effects, all that stuff.
Practical effects is what we're looking for. So,
yeah, really good movie. I highly recommend this one. This was the girl Angela Betos. She also was in Carrie in 2002. For May, she won the Brussels International Festival Award for Best Actress, the Catalan International Film Festival Award for Best Actress, Fangoria's Chainsaw Award for Best Actress. She went on to play Belle Cleek in the horror film The Woman and Mandy in 12-Hour Shift. Yeah, this one, really, really good movie. Check it out. For horror movies, this was a good one.
All right, for my number 2, I'm going 2016, 1 hour, 22 minutes, completely unrated, Terrifier. Art the fucking Clown. This is fucking... You want a clown movie that's going to fuck you up? Terrifier is that movie. Art the Clown is fucking amazing. You want a supernatural killer who is going to go above and beyond? This dude, he's your man. You want a Halloween costume? Art the Clown, he's your fucking man.
Yeah.
You want to show up to a birthday party in fucking June dressed as Art the Clown? I'm all in. Like, Art the Clown is fucking amazing. This is basically about some chicks who end up in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time with a psychopath. Dude's in the bathroom, shitting all over the place. I don't know what more you need. Killer Clown. That's all I need to say, man. Killer fucking Clown. He makes, in my opinion, Pennywise look like a bitch, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
Art the Clown is a fucking psychopath who eats people's fucking faces. Like, what more do you need from a clown when he eats people's fucking faces?
Yeah. I haven't seen this movie yet, but
holy shit, dude.
We were talking about with Ron something with the live episode with Ron from Barrel Aged Flicks. We were talking about something, and you guys were like, "You have to see this movie."
Oh, absolutely.
When we had talked about during this episode, we were thinking about maybe pushing it to 10 movies each.
We were.
That gets to be a little much. One of my other movies that's not on my top 5 list was All Hallows Eve, which was
absolutely.
Original,
that's where Art the Clown comes from. Yeah.
And if you're on Instagram, a buddy of mine, Brent Edgett, he was in Roseblood. He did a lot of the behind the scene things in Roseblood, the Friday the 13th fan film. He also has an Instagram page, Gore Galler, and he does an excellent Art the Clown. Check his Instagram out. I'll post some pictures in the video here if you're watching. My number 1, Ray. We're up to number 1, right?
Do you want me to do mine first, or do you want to do your first?
You go first, because I know mine isn't on your list.
Oh, none of ours have been on the other's list. So, for me, I'm going Idle Hands, 1999. It's a horror comedy. Devon Sawa, Seth Green, Jessica Alba, Vivica Fox, Fred Willard, Tom DeLonge, Kyle Gass, The Offspring doing fucking a Ramones cover. I love this movie. I cannot tell enough people about Idle Hands. I love this fucking movie. It's so fucking good. It's one of those movies where you watch it and you're like, I've showed it to many, many people, and they're like, I did not expect that. It's about a dude whose hand gets possessed and just kills his parents, kills his friends. This movie's amazing. I love this one. For me, I think this is the best movie to take place on Halloween. And I know most people are like, are you fucking insane? You didn't pick Halloween? No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Halloween's a trash movie. This movie is fucking deserving of number 1. Because horror comedy deserves much more love than it gets. So, for me, Idle Hands, absolutely amazing. I don't know how you could pick anything else. But I'm guessing you probably picked something else, Casey.
I did.
What'd you pick?
Mine is not in the horror genre at all.
Is it? All right, I'm going to try and guess. Is it Hocus Pocus?
Yes, but only the version that you can find on Pornhub. Have you seen that movie or have you seen that meme going around?
Yeah, that's funny as fuck.
I picked the wrong Hocus Pocus
Yeah.
movie.
I don't think this is the Hocus Pocus I wanted to download. Yeah.
No, my movie, not horror at all. When I was a kid, okay, I lived up on a mountain in Temple, Pennsylvania, and we had a big giant satellite dish, and we got like very few channels when I was a kid. Then we finally got HBO, and I saw this movie, Hollywood Nights, and I had never realized that this movie took place on Halloween. And when I was a kid, I saw that movie, and I fucking loved that movie. And
that's a good movie.
I could never anyone who I ever talked to that saw that movie, they were like, "That's a great movie, but we can't find it anywhere."
Mm-hmm.
When I did my research for this episode, I realized that Hollywood Nights took place on Halloween night, and that's when I texted you, and I was like, "Does this list have to be movies?"
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Movies?
And I was trying to figure out where you were headed, and I didn't hit this one. And I'm like, God damn it!
This movie, man.
God damn it! Casey got me. He got me.
Just watched it the other night again. It still holds up to this day. Like we talked about earlier, it's one of those period pieces from the 60s. This movie, came out in 1980. 1 hour and 30-minute run, 1 hour and 31-minute runtime. Michelle Pfeiffer, Tony Danza, Robert Wool, Fran Drescher, Stuart Penkin, Gary Graham. Just an incredible cast of people. I took no notes for this movie at all. It's a fucking awesome movie.
That's a great fucking movie.
There's nothing to do with horror at all in it, but it takes place on Halloween night.
It only has to take place on Halloween night. That's all I specified. So that's a good one, man.
There was a group of there was a club called the Hollywood Nights, and they used to always hang out at this drive-in, like a drive-in, not a movie theater, but like back in the day, drive-ins were like a place where you could go get food and stuff. And it was basically about this place, this drive-in. It was the last night of the drive-in, and it all takes place in one night on Halloween night. And it's just great, man. It's fucking a lot of boobies, a lot of fucking practical jokes between high school, college kids. And then there's like a side story of Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer, like deciding what they're going to do if I think like Vietnam's involved. Awesome movie, man. The music, the cars, everything. Really, really great movie. I'm glad I found this movie again.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie. Man, I can't believe I missed that one.
Yeah, this was a really good one. Highly recommended. My number one Halloween movie.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So let me go down that's our list. That's our, I guess we'll call it the top 10 list, since
no, it's
none
the
of
top
ours
5.
crossed over.
No, it's the top 5.
All right. Well, so we'll have to have a vote then, I guess, between because our top 5 lists didn't match at all.
Not a single movie matched up. Yeah. But that's okay, because Halloween and scary movies, everybody's got such a wide variety of what they like. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are like, how the fuck you didn't put anything like Friday the 13th on there? Well, they don't take place on Friday the 13th.
Right. Let me get to this list. I'll get to the list. I posted this very question on a horror Facebook group. The number one movie that people voted for that takes place on Halloween. You guessed it, the original Halloween from 1978.
They're
it got
fucking stupid.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 votes. Trick or Treat. I think
with the or an R.
Or.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's on my list.
That's the original, right?
Well, Trick or Treat is the one with Mark Price. Trick or Treat is the one with Sammy, the little dude with the fucking bag on his head.
Trick or Treat was the one from the 80s, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was number 2. That got 40 votes.
Yeah, those people are smart.
Night of the Demons.
Oh, yeah. Night of the Demons, if we'd have went to 10, that was on my list.
Night of the Demons was number 3. Halloween 3 was number 4. And then there's a bunch that got just 1 or 2 votes, and I'll just run through those quick. Tales of Halloween, Terrifier from 2016, which is a continuation of Art the Terrifier. No, that's the one that you said, right?
That's my number 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you said. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That's a good one.
Demonic, Wacko, The Worst Witch, Hellfest.
Hellfest is amazing. Hellfest, if you want to go check out my other podcast, 10 Cent Bear Night Podcast, that is actually one of the movies that I listed as underappreciated horror movies. Hellfest is fucking amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, it's on my list to check out. Halloween 2, House of a Thousand Corpses, Day of the Dead, Chud, number 2. E.T. takes place on Halloween.
It does.
Dead Alive and Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, Dead Alive? I don't know if that takes place on Halloween.
I'm just telling you what the people voted for.
If Dead Alive took place on Halloween, that would probably have been number 3 for me. But I'm not sure that takes place on Halloween, so I'd have to do some. I'd have to look back at that. I don't think Dead Alive takes place on Halloween.
Let's see. It's not in the description, so I'm going to go ahead and say that no, it did not take place on Halloween.
I'm pretty sure Dead Alive does not take place there. So,
all right, Ray. That was the show, man.
Hey, that was fun, man.
The top 5 movies that take place on Halloween. Good list, man. Great episode.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else that we want to share?
I can't believe we didn't pick a single movie the same. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was a little worried there around the Art the Clown.
Yeah, well. How you not going to put Art the Clown in the top 5? But that's all right. Your movies were good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I could have probably picked a little something better than Flesh Eater. But the reason I picked Flesh Eater was because...
Yeah, I understand why you picked Flesh Eater. Absolutely great choice because it's the actor's iconic and it does play into... horror history. So I get that one.
Right. And one of remember I said 2 of the other movies that I picked on my list were actually had Bill Hintzman in them. One of the other movies that I didn't mention was part of my top 10 list was Tales of Halloween, which they're also playing Night of the Living Dead in the beginning of that. Which is 10 short stories that revolve around ghosts, ghouls, monsters, the devil, aliens, and axe murderers who terrorize a suburb on Halloween night. So if you want to check that out, check that one out as well. Ray.
Yes, sir.
Any plugs?
No. I don't do plugs. You know that.
I know. Go check Ray out.
Unless people want to review the Deluxe Edition podcast because, seriously, people, help us out, man. Just give us a review. Tell a friend. I don't give a fuck if it's your mailman. Just tell somebody about the fucking podcast. That's all we need.
Definitely tell your mailman.
The mailman's connected. That motherfucker talks to everybody.
You know how I started listening to the Joey Diaz podcast?
Because your mailman?
My mailman told me.
There you go.
All right. Go check out the other podcasts on the Deluxe Edition Network. At deluxeeditionnetwork.com. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Deluxe Edition Pod. All of our previous shows are over at deluxeedition.show. And if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/deluxeeditionpod or buy some t-shirts over at whatamaneuver.net/collection/deluxe-edition. And find Ray over at the 10 Cent Beer Night podcast. He's got a great podcast that he does all by himself. Go check it out. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Tell a friend, tell your mailman, tell a wrestler. Goodbye.
See ya.